this year is a very critical year in terms of the fight against drugs and alcohol abuse, particularly the sale of illicit alcohol. And one of the routes that is used to smuggle these contrabands is the Lake Victoria and Lake Turkana, because it's a border lakes. And I must say that Kenya Coast Guard is extremely important in terms of securing this path, especially as we deal with drugs. And we've come here to look at their preparedness, and we've realized that they need more boats. As you know, we are partnering with the Shipyard Limited, Kenya Shipyard Limited, which is an agency within the Ministry of Defense, to make sure that we rehabilitate the boats that we had. At the moment, we are expecting proper rehabilitation after an overhaul of 9 boats, 4 here and 5 in the Mombasa or in the coast region. And we want to expedite that process to enable the Coast Guards to and to working together in a multi-agency with a multi-agency team from other sectors to ensure that they can patrol the Lake Victoria. There have been many complaints from the fishermen and women of fisher folks in this lake that there is a lot of harassment from officers from the neighboring countries. There is also stealing and robbing of fish and fishing equipment. And so we want to quickly strengthen the capacity of the Coast Guard to be able to patrol this lake. Remember that we already have an agreement with the Ugandan government on partnership, as East Africa Community on partnership on how to manage the lake. We want to respect that, but also we want to strengthen our team to be able to respond accordingly. The third issue I want to say is that we are here knowing that the Kenya Coast Guard also needs to have more human resource. Recently we did recruitment in both KDF and Kenya Police Service, and upon graduation of the recruits, we believe that an additional 200 officers will be drawn from the armed forces, the other armed forces who have done the training, so that they can work, they can be deployed to Kenya Coast Guard. Lastly, I want to say just generally to assure the people of Kenya that we want to have a professional security sector in the country that can be able to deliver to the people of Kenya, devoid of corruption, and also respecting human rights and the Constitution. There have been various concerns about police brutality in the recent past, from Nandi to Nyeri to other parts of the country. And I must say that the National Police Service is addressing that matter. We have had engagement with the Inspector General of Police and the DIGs to make sure that the respective commanders are properly briefed to watch over some of these officers who are violating the law and shooting citizens or their own colleagues. There is also an element from the brief of mental health issues. As we agreed after the Jukwaa la Usalama, it's important that the commanders in different parts of the country understand that you cannot deploy an officer who already you suspect they have certain mental health challenges. And that is to be observed. And it's important also to make sure that we protect some of the officers who may be attacked by their colleagues by virtue of their status. Either they are addicted to alcohol or they have other mental health challenges. They need to get medical attention, and the respective commanders must take the necessary steps. I want to assure the people of Kenya that the National Police Service, does not condone, and the government of Kenya, the Ministry of Interior, does not condone human rights violations. Even as His Excellency the President was meeting the national team to assess the progress of the 10-point agenda in the broad-based administration, particularly on issues of human rights and police brutality. I want to give the assurance to the people of Kenya that we will adhere to the Constitution, to also that 10-point agenda, and it's in our interest to make sure that those who are going to violate the law are punished, and those who need medical attention are also removed from police stations and service, to be taken to the rehabilitation centers and other medical facilities to be attended to, so that we do not have situations that we have seen in the recent past where children and people are being brutalized by errand police officers. Asante sana. Thank you. Yes, Governor.
Thank you very much. Let me say that I'm very grateful to the minister and his team for spending a whole day here in Kisumu attending to matters of the Lake Victoria and its economy. As you know, the Lake Victoria and the activities that go there contribute a substantial part of our county's GDP, and it's something that we take very seriously. One of the things that has been discussed today is the issue of safety in the lake. I want to point out in particular those who have taken their resources and their wealth to invest in fish cages in the lake. We've had occasions where the fish cages have been robbed overnight, and I'm glad that the government is taking the security of the fishermen and the fisherfolk very seriously. This is something that we appreciate, and I'm quite sure that many more measures will be taken, working together with beach management unit and cage farmers on the lake to secure Lake Victoria for productivity, higher productivity. As they say in Doluo, walk about and you will see. The minister has walked about, he has seen, and he has taken a lot of information he's going to use for policy making and policy implementation.
Thank you, Governor. We will take only one question. It's very hot.
Only one.
Yeah.
Transition to grade 10 is a bit concerning. Just today, for instance, in our office, about 10 students came up and not transition to grade 10. Ngao are the first line of defense for, the government. What role are they playing in terms of ensuring that these kids not continue to stay at home and actually they find their way into sports?
This is a matter that is we are handling from a whole government approach perspective. Our responsibility from an administration perspective is to support the Ministry of Education by ensuring that we reach out to all the children who are due to transit to grade 10 and yet they are still at home. Some of the reasons given include school fees and many other challenges. And there is, and then some students may not have gotten placement in some of the schools. So we are working together with Ministry of Education. So far, the transition is 70%. It's actually approaching 70%. We are working together to make sure that all over the country, the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, and the national administration officers assist in ensuring that these children are taken to school. The chiefs and assistant chiefs also will guide those who do not have school fees to the necessary offices for purpose of to be attended to, especially by Constituency Development Fund, where if a child has gone to a day school, it is easy to achieve their school fees is barely 10,000 for a whole year. There should be no reason why, with the many bursaries and the resources we have in the community, there is no reason. Even if a child did not get the school of their choice, perhaps a more expensive school, they should be able to still transit to grade 10 in the neighboring school in their community. And that is the work of our chiefs and assistant chiefs to help mobilize the community to ensure that these children go to school. So that process is ongoing, and as a ministry, we are seized of that matter in terms of mobilization and working with the Ministry of Education to ensure that necessary resources are deployed to enable those children to transit to grade 10.
Good.
Thank you very much.